What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about this topic. So recently, I was scrolling down through Instagram. I think it was Twitter or Instagram. I think it was Instagram, and it was about like how I don't know how old they were, but it was an old dude, and he was a father of some guy. He looked like he was in his like probably like mid 20s or early 30s or whatever, but pretty much the father's son was laying hands and beating up the father. Like he wasn't jumping him or anything. Like while he was on the floor, but like he was like throwing jabs at him. He kicked him in the balls. He punched his hat away from his head. The father, he looked really old. He looked like 60, 70 years old, but no, I mean not that old, but he looked old. And like the son was laying hands on him. He was beating him up because, and I think the backstory was that the father was trying to make amends for that son because apparently he was out of his life for 15 to 20 years, and the son felt abandoned his whole life by him. And then I was reading the comments and stuff, and they're saying that, you got to forgive your father, or like, oh, all the fighting and violence was unnecessary and all that. Oh, like or like, I understand why he's mad, but like you should have had, it was not necessary to lay hands on your father like that. Or like they're just justifying on why like what the son did was wrong. And even the guy who made the video, like the guy who made the video, like he was talking over the video. Like after the video ended, he was showing his vase, and like he was saying some stupid ass Bible verses and shit like that. And he was telling the importance of fathers to be in their son's life. But which I was cool with that. But he also said in the same sentence that it's important for you to forget, like if you're a son, or like if to that son, or if your father were to do that to you, it's important to forgive your parents, and it's important to forgive. And in my mind, I'm like, this is fucking stupid, because one, I can already tell the people in the comments and the guy who made that video, they have no idea what it's. These people were born in a silver spoon in their mouth. And what I mean by silver spoon in their mouth, people use it in terms like you were rich, or like you didn't have to work hard for your life. A silver spoon in your mouth is also having parents that are still in your life. Having a silver spoon in your mouth is having family that isn't fucked up in the head. Having a silver spoon means family that actually has your back. Having a silver spoon is having family that never lay hands on you. So me, coming from a background that I came from, very dysfunctional family. I haven't spoken to my family in about 4 years. No, I don't talk to any of them. I don't give a fuck about any of them. I came from a family who there is nothing but violence. Police were always involved. They laid hands on me. I laid hands on them. There was a lot of verbal abuse, verbal attacks, and yeah, this shit wasn't pretty. And the police had to get involved a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I've joined the military as well too. Not because I get school benefits, but I can improve my life. I joined the military for a lot of reasons, but I joined the military so I could get out of that fucked up situation. My family never taught me how to drive a car. I bought my own car. I had to get my license on my own. I learned how to drive. I bought my own car, my own money. I got my license by myself. I got my own apartment by myself. I done all this shit by myself. They didn't teach me about how to drive. They never taught me about how to buy your apartment. They never taught me about anything growing up. So seeing those comments like that and shit like that, like these people, they haven't been through anything in life. They really haven't gone through shit. I hate people like that, where like they'll judge someone off of the shit that they had no experience of, and yet they'll judge a person. Nothing wrong with judging, but if you're gonna make a comment or say something like, oh, or like if you have a solution, no, like you shouldn't be saying, oh, forgive your parents, when forgive this, the son, what he did was messed up, and that shit was fucked up, and then you're making fucking Bible verses and shit like that about forgiveness. Motherfucker, these people have not gone through anything similar to that. They don't know the pain. They don't know the abandonment, the betrayal, the hurt, the isolation. They don't know what it's like to have sleepless nights. They don't know what it's like to consider buying a gun so they can protect themselves from abusive family members. They don't know what it's like to knowing that it's possible that they can't get out of their situation and they're going to be stuck being abused their whole life. They don't know what it's like to have mental health issues, anxiety, PTSD from experiencing shit like that. So I hate people like that, like people who haven't gone through abuse in their family households, and when they see certain people or a certain person defending himself from family members, like either laying hands, cussing them out, or having restraining orders and shit like that. They want to judge him, saying, "Oh, what he's doing is too harsh." You know, your family's blood is thicker in the water. Shut the fuck up. These people haven't gone through shit. So that shit really pissed me off. This is why I don't take social media seriously. Social media, there's a lot of dumbasses in social media. But I was kind of shocked because I was surprised because I was happy for that guy for fighting his son. Me, I will for fighting his father. Me, if I was in that situation, I would have done the same thing. If I had family members come up to me right now on the spot without me even knowing, yeah, I'll lay hands on them. I'll either call the police on them because I don't want to go to jail. Or if there's situations where I can't call the police, I'll lay my hands on them. If I have a gun, if they're in my property or something like that, I don't want to get banned from YouTube, but more likely I will use it out of self-defense if they were to be in my personal space or in my property. So it's just weird. I was shocked because I thought these people was gonna root for him and this and that. These people are saying, oh, yes, it is wrong for the father to leave his son's life, but it's all about forgiveness, or all the fighting was unnecessary. And someone even said that's one of the reasons why the son even needs a father, so he could get ass kicking. I'm like, motherfucker, you guys haven't been through shit. You guys do not know what the fuck, fuck out of here, man. So people are weird, man. People, they just like to judge when they themselves never experienced some shit like this. You know what I'm saying? And no, I'm not saying you have to have like a dysfunctional family or this and that to have a hard life. No, you could be born into a good family, but you can still have a hard life. You can still go through hard shit. That's not what I'm trying to get that. So that when I say silver spoon, no, I'm not saying like, oh, if you're born into a very functional family or if your family supports you, then you have a silver spoon. No, I don't mean it like that. So I take that back. So I was kind of acting off emotion and shit like that. But no, this is bullshit. I hate people who they'll judge your anger, your vengeance, and you being upset and disturbance over certain family members when they themselves never experienced being around certain family members, or the type of things when it comes to dysfunctional families and shit like that. I don't get it. I've heard stories where there's even times where there's actually a true story that I've heard. I knew someone and she dated someone, right? She dated someone, and that person's family, he had a dysfunctional family, so his family did not like him, but that person's family that he was dating, the person he was dating, his family was trying to have a hit on the person he was dating. So basically meaning that person's family, his family was trying to kill the lady he was dating because they didn't like her. And off of envy and jealousy because they don't want to see their fucking son be happy and shit like that. So they're trying to have a hit on her. They'll try to plan on how to kill her. So this shit is a real thing. So so this is how serious it could get when it comes to dysfunctional families. They could get that bad. Even the spiritual community, they call it karmic families. You could be born into a karmic family. There's nothing but karma in that shit. And your job is to get the fuck away from them. But that's all I got to say. Have it going. Peace.